Hey Jeff Adventures, Terry King here. Welcome to the channel. I just got back from a trip over on Fraser Island and the car is now coated with salt and sand. So today I'm going to shoot a video on how I actually clean this car after a big beach run. So you might be saying, hey Terry, cut me some slack. It's not that difficult to wash a car. And you know what? You'd be right. But it does take some time and you got to get into those nooks and crannies to make sure you get all the crap out. What gives me the authority to comment on this? Well, I've been doing beach runs for a long time now. In fact, my 80 series that I had before this car, I had that for 25 years, and that was on the beach every single year. And when I sold that car, there was not a spot of rust on it. So if you can run your car on the beach for 25 years and not get any rust on it, I think you might know what you're doing when it comes time to cleaning it. So put on your crappy shirts and let's get stuck into this because we got a messy job in front of us. Now, before we get stuck into the hard work, I will share with you what I do for prep work underneath of the car. I use this Technical 506 product. There's lanolin-based products available. Whatever it is, it's a fantastic idea if you can coat the underside of the vehicle with some sort of a rust preventative before you actually hit the beach, because that's going to save a lot of heartache in the long run. The other thing that I do if I've got the opportunity is immediately when I get off the beach, I wash the underside of the car. So luckily, when you're over on Fraser Island and you come back to the Rainbow Beach side, they do have an underbody wash there. It costs 15 bucks at the moment. You know, you might think that's a little bit exy for a wash that takes, what, maybe a minute or two, but it just makes the process a whole lot easier and gets rid of a crap ton of the salt and sand before you even start out. Okay, let's talk tools for the job. Number one, crap clothes. They're gonna get messy. Number two, I've got a gurney, just a cheapie. I think got this from Aldi for like 150 bucks or something like that, but just some sort of a pressure washer. Number three, I've got some CT18, some truck wash from Chemtech. And lastly, I've got a hose with some water and this wand here, which is fantastic because it gets up underneath the chassis and in nooks and crannies. You know, I think I got that maybe 20 years ago. It was a gift that you got when you subscribed to 4-Wheel Drive Action or 4x4 Monthly or something like that. That's come in really handy. That's been better than the friggin' subscription. So the first step I'm going to do is get underneath the car and give it a solid hose down with this unit. As I said, I've already gone through an underbody wash, so it's got most of the crap off, but this is just to get everything damped down before I hit it with the gurney and the CT18. So now I'm going to mix the CT18 up into the gurney. I just got this gurney, so I don't really know how the thing works. But hey, how hard can a gurney be, right? So I've got the whole underside soaked down with CT18. It's been sitting there soaking now for about 10 minutes or so. So now I'm going to wash it all off now with clean water. I didn't actually video that because it's just not all that exciting. But anyway, we'll rinse this sucker down now and get on to the next step. So now that I've got the underside done, I'm going to simply rinse off the rest of the car before I hand wash it. I'm going to use the gurney. It's not really necessary. I could just use the hose and the garden sprayer. But since I've got the gurney hooked up, I'll use that. Just bearing in mind or keeping in mind that I'm going to keep it a fair distance away from the paintwork. All I'm trying to do here is just rinse off the salt. Dissolve the salt that's sitting on the car and rinse it off. Just on the subject of roof racks, I've got a Rhino rack, but I don't have the backbone. And the reason that I don't is exactly this. If you've got that backbone running along there, you can't actually get up there and wash the roof very easily. So that's the reason I've gone with this open rack, just as an FYI. All right, that's it for me. I'm going to take this car for a drive around the block just to heat the motor up and get it air dry and let the wind blow underneath the chassis and everything like that. Then I'm going to park it up in the shed and have a couple of beers. Tomorrow, I'll attack the outside with a sponge and some soap and finish off the exterior. Alrighty, I'll see you tomorrow morning when we tackle the interior. Let's do it. Hey, good morning. Time to wash the car. I'm not going to tell you guys how to wash a car, far out. If you're watching this video, no doubt you own a car and you've washed them a million times. The tools that I use, I got some soap, I got a sponge, a bucket and a rag, and a stepladder to reach the high bits. That's it. No more difficult than that. I'm going to get stuck into it. I'll do a time lapse on this and you can sit back and watch me sweat my ring out. Chamois done, except my glasses. Next thing to do is the interior, but I'll save that for another day. Got a storm bearing down on us, so let's get this car in before the hail hits. Okay, I'm in the home stretch of this clean down video. Got the interior to go, and for me it's a two-step process. We're going to do a suck job and we're going to do a blow job and get your mind out of the gutter. So let's jump inside of this car and have a look exactly what I'm talking about. First things first, I'm going to empty it of any crap that's in here, leftover camping gear, etc. Here's a tip. If you want to save your carpets, get yourself a floor mat that looks something like that. It's cupped and it's actually a bit rigid and it holds in the sand and the dirt. I don't know what brand this is. I don't even know where I picked this thing up at. There's a million types of these, but get yourself one of these. I rate them really, really highly. If you have a look at that carpet, I've been out and through deserts, I've been out in the beach a billion times, through mud and bull dust and all sorts of crap. And that carpet is as good as the day that Toyota laid it in there. And I put that down to those floor mats. They're crackers. Now it's time to hit it with some compressed air. 100 psi of juice. For those of you who have watched my past videos, you will probably understand I'm not a super fan of PPE, but I actually do wear it in this case. Through years of playing with cars, I think I've got a little bit of industrial deafness, so I just don't want to push the friendship, if you know what I mean. What I do if I've got a prevailing wind is I start with the wind on my back. I've got all of the doors open in the car to make sure that any of this dust that's floating around gets carried out, and simply work from one side of the car to the other. So let's get stuck into it and finish this final phase. Alright, car is finished with the compressed air. As you can see, every little nook and cranny now is perfectly clean, which is what we were after, obviously. Back seat area, all done and pristine. And our front seat, driver's and passenger side, all finished. and it's come up an absolute treat. You wouldn't know that I just spent a long weekend over on Fraser throwing sand up everywhere. A couple of things worth mentioning. First of all, I don't use any Armor All or any interior products on the car itself. I just leave it in its sort of bare, naked state. And the reason for that is, if you're using Armor All, for example, you'll know that that stuff just attracts crap like crazy. The other thing that I do, and you might call me a little bit whacked for this, but when I'm out on the beach, obviously you've got a lot of salt spray in particular places. And again, you're going to call me crazy for this, but when I get back, I will actually taste things. I'll lick the dash, for example, just to see how much salt deposit is actually sitting in the interior of the car. And over the years, I've got a real feel for a salty dash and a non-salty dash. So this last trip that I did was fantastic. Not too salty at all, which is exactly what I was after. If I find that I've got a lot of salt deposits inside the car itself, that's when I'll get a rag with a little bit of water and maybe a tiny little bit of soap, and I'll wipe the interior of the car down just to get rid of that salt deposits. So let's put this rig back together now so we can get ready, head out on our next trip. And there we have it, folks, one fully detailed cruiser. Hope this video was useful and you got a few techniques out of this, but you know what? It's not really about the technique. It's all about the attitude. I treat my vehicles like they're a privilege, not a right. And if you treat yours the same way, they'll last you forever. Of course, there is one other great thing about a nice, clean vehicle, and that is you're one more day closer to getting it dirty again. Thanks for watching, everybody. Keep the shiny side up. We'll see you next time. Bye now.